Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the fifth album of Aussie singer Delta Goodrem and her album called Bridge Over Troubled Dreams. So, Delta is a huge iconic singer. She is very well known in Australia, and based also she is one of the singers that holds a title of having one of the highest selling albums in Australian history, and that is literally her first album that came out in 2003 called Innocent Eyes. And during that time, there's been a lot of stuff that happened in the middle of that. Between that into Mistaken Identity came out in 2004, into Delta, which came out in 2007. And if you so let me kind of break that background actually first, because I feel like that background will help you go into, if you don't know her, help you go into this review that I'm going to review. So around 18, she was battling cancer, and it was a huge deal, and that also leaned into her second album, Mistaken Identity, and it kind of she talked more about it in that situation, and then we went on with Delta and stuff like that, and then so now we're in this spot of it, and this is another kind of turnaround album since another disaster happened with her. She pretty much, I hope I wrote this down. She had to get her, hope I pronounce this right, salivatory glands removed, and unfortunately, there was some complication that happened afterwards that ended up hitting a nerve in her tongue that caused her to not be able to speak, and so she had kind of a lisp kind of thing going on, and she had to do this therapy where she had to learn to kind of speak again. And she released a video too, like a 6-minute video talking about it, and also seeing her progress of going in it, and it's so touching. I highly recommend looking it up. You can easily find it by just typing in Delta Goodrem Paralyzed. It's pretty much based off of that song that's also in here. So yeah, my relationship with her, I didn't really get into her until Delta, came out in 2007, and I definitely knew of her two other albums, and I kind of was still filling her out. I'm one of those people who are very late. It's one of those things that was with a lot of iconic people. Like, I know the songs, like Cher, I know the songs, but I didn't really associate exactly what the song was called and where the album came from, or where that song came from in each album. I'm still working on that to this day, and I love Cher, and I'm a huge fan of her. So, and it's the same thing with Delta, but luckily with Delta, I caught her on her third album, and it was continue on since then, and I love her vocals. Her vocals are so powerful, and her vocals so powerful. Her songs, lyrics are amazing, and it's just, she's definitely an icon, and I fucking adore her. So let's go into this. I'll talk about my favorite songs, which is the majority of it. This album is a really good album. I am very impressed with the lessons that she teaches in this, and the talk and the vulnerability that she says, and we're getting caught up with her life too. And I just think that's so nice. It just feels like we're getting to know her even more than we already know her from Wings of the Wild and Child of the Universe and Delta and Mistaken Identity, Innocent Eyes. Like, all of these always gave you a piece of her. She doesn't shy away from personal. And I think that's so nice of her. I think it's so cool to have personal albums like this ongoing, because you get to know her like a friend almost. So anyway, so let's get started into this. So we start off with the song called Keep Climbing. It's a ballad. It talks about overcoming hardship and having hope, and it's so nice. I love it. It just hits you right in, and it's just so nice. Some of the song lyrics, which is, by the way, you're gonna hear a lot of lyrics in this video, because I cannot let go of some of these lyrics. One of the parts, she says, this climb breaks me a little, but the hope inside of me, that this lonely valley leads to a bridge over troubled dreams. Oh, there's a title. Just telling you that even though everything is like going wrong, or the road you're going to is rough, you gotta keep going, you gotta keep pushing. And I love that she has that immediately. That's the first one she gives you. And then you go into Everyone's Famous, which I feel like is talking about the idea that it's pretty easy to get famous now, but it's not really. But in her, she's kind of reflecting what it is, what it takes now to be famous, and what it took now, or then to be famous when she was kind of growing. And she says, like, it's so much different than you think. And if you even are doing it now, the same thing applies to you. There's still pieces of you that get taken away. And sometimes, depending on who you're surrounding with, a lot of you can be taken away. And so you don't even recognize yourself anymore. And is that the risk you're willing to take to be famous? And one thing that she does say that I like, that she says, I'll let you in on a secret, but it comes and goes. But if you really are a star, you'll always be a superstar in the sky. I feel like that's the kind of thing, like, if you believe you're a star, then that's all that matters. You don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about other people seeing you as a star. If you believe it yourself, you are, kind of thing. And I really love that. I think it's so beautiful for her to say that. Just like, you're a star yourself. You don't need to be famous to validate who you are. You know, Solid Gold is another one I really love. This one, and also Everyone's Famous. She loves to do that little oh kind of thing, or that kind of swoop kind of vocal thing. And she done it in Everyone's Famous. And she definitely did it in Solid Gold. And I really, really love the song. It's so upbeat, and it's really pretty much talking about a type of finding your self-worth after a rough breakup. And pretty much she's just saying, just like, you're solid gold. Like, you're taking that love, and that heartbreak, and turning into coal, bursting into flames, and that flame is gonna spark, and you're gonna see that what you had was solid gold. So pretty much you're gonna miss out on what you're gonna find out that you missed out on something really, really great, because that's my self-worth applying to it. I think it's so great. She knows how to really make you feel good, and I love that. Dear John is another, or Elton is another one. This one pretty much, I feel like it's talking to Elton John in a way, and I think she's very inspired by him. And so she does, but she feels like she's let him down due to the fact that she hasn't sang or done stuff in the middle of that time where her tongue was having those issues. So I feel like that's what she's talking about. And so in this type of direction, she's like, I feel like I could let you down, and what am I gonna do with this connection? How am I gonna build that back so I feel like I'm doing it right again? And the production's insane. There's a piano breakdown that goes insane, and then it just expands to a full on Queen just production break, and it's just insane, and that's just the one of them. Billionaire is really fun. I feel like it's pretty much saying don't. She pretty much talked about how she says, my mama says, go marry rich girl. It'll take your problems right all away. And I think that what she's saying is no, I don't want to look for a rich guy to take care of me. I will be that billionaire. Because I lead with my heart, I know that I will truly be that. I will make that goal, not some rich guy. And pretty much kind of throwing a lesson to you. She's saying don't, that love is pretty much saying these rich guys are not going to love you unconditionally. And if you're so leaning into them solving your problems, that's not conditional. That's not love. That's just, that's just exactly what it is. Leaning to avoid a problem. And if you are that rich person, if you make that goal and that success, then you are the solution to your own self. You don't need another man to do that for you. And I love the part she says, I need a grown-ass man who takes me for who I am. Love that. Production's really great. Has that kind of Wild West, kind of low-key direction production I love. Paralyzed is another one I really like. This one's, I just mentioned about her nerve that affected her tongue, that stopped inside her tongue. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. But this one is just so beautiful. It's just how she feels about it in that time. She's like, everyone is singing their love song, but I can't seem to find my own tune. And over time, she ends it with kind of like, I will. It's a little bit of strength, a little bit of this. I can kind of pull myself together, and I can make it. I can do it. I can go beyond. You know, killing them with kindness, kill them softly. I really, really love this song. I feel like it's a great mirror to what's that one song from Harry Styles? We can treat each other with kindness or something like that. I don't personally like that song. I like the message, but I felt like the production was kind of like too CBS or too PBS kind of thing. This one doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's much more heavy with more of that kind of belief and just choir sound and everything. It's just so nice. I just love it. I just love it. And one thing she says, I believe we can change the world with just one act of love. It's pretty much saying go out there and spread love to even this one act or one small act to a stranger could really make a difference and could make a difference to that person too. The Power is another one I really like. I want to talk about Crash, but I feel like I couldn't really understand exactly what she was talking about, other than the space that maybe there was a car crash that her mom was in when she was pregnant, and apparently she must have lifted her belly up a bit or something like that to avoid it hurting her child, Delta, and pretty much they were scared that neither of them were going to make it, but they both end up doing that, and with that day, she became a fighter since then. I do like the message. I just didn't really catch exactly what was going on. The Power, ooh, that bass guitar, it just, I love it. It's so nice. It gives me and also the guitar on top of it gives me some real Edge of 17 kind of direction. It's so good. She knows her production. This production's insane. And this one pretty much talks about the not letting whatever hurts you define you, you know? And I feel like, let me get my thoughts out. Pretty much saying how that confidence to move forward, to every step you make, own those steps, you know? You are who you are. You defined who you are, not some other person and not some other trauma and not some other, or some other mistake that you made in your life. I feel like that's what she's saying in that one. And then finally we go into Play, which is another one of my favorite ones. This one pretty much talks about how we don't really play as much. We don't play around. It's a lot of, I kind of agree, because I feel like the world's not as playful and as fun as it used to be, or as we could be. And there's a little talk inside the beginning and at the end that talks, it seems like it's some type of TED talk or something like that. This guy is talking about the idea of why we say play the piano, not work the piano. And it's not about where you're dancing and how, it's all about you're just supposed to dance. You're supposed to dance. It's not about how you get, where you're trying to go to, or where you're trying to get to. It's all about the feeling the music, feeling the dance, feeling the instruments, and that's what it's meant to do. You're supposed to play. You're supposed to have fun with this, you know? And I feel like that's kind of what she's saying, and she's like, when the lights go down and they call last round, I hoped I lived, I hoped I loved as much as I could have, without rushing to the end, staying true to who I am. I hope that I play. Pretty much, yeah. I hope I enjoy what I'm doing. I hope I live to my fullest and my most fun direction of who I am and living my truth. And I love that. I give this album easily a 10 out of 10. And I understand, like, I usually kind of dock it off when I have songs that I don't entirely understand. But the whole arcing of this album is amazing. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought about this. If you had history with her, let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe button, and a notification bell too. And thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you all in the next video.